Paul Dioen here for Law School Success, Frequently Asked Questions, and Questions You Should Ask. We're making this series of videos for a simple purpose to give you a solid foundation of what you need to do in law school to become successful. We will save you time, money, and effort, and we always promise to be completely truthful with you in everything that we convey to you and the information and secrets that we talk about. Law school can be difficult, law school can be hard, or law school can be very easy. Don't make it hard on yourself. You're in the right place to become a law school success. Let's get started. Frequently asked question number 5, should I use canned briefs or case brief the cases on my own? We're going to go over the general anxiety law students face with the case briefing process. We're going to teach you to avoid briefing the cases if you can. Also, that there are two types of canned briefs. There's free and the commercial. And then there's the dirty little secret that the case books are edited and why that's a disadvantage to you. Anxiety. Law students who have not read Influence, as we recommended in one of our lectures, are full of anxiety. They're scared to death of being called on or being made a fool in front of people that they're going to be in school with for the next 3 years. Who cares? Sit in the back of the class, shut your trap, don't volunteer to brief cases, and listen to what's going on. That's the best way for class. 70% of what happens in class has nothing to do with briefing cases or the application of the law. What you do when you brief a case is you're learning the application of the law and the memorize, apply, and dissertate. You want to avoid briefing the cases if you can, because it's an inefficient way to learn the law. Now, briefing the cases is different than reading. We recommend you read the cases, but briefing the cases, it's better just to take somebody else's prior work product, mark it up, change it, print it, take it to class, you're done. Don't reinvent the wheel. What are these short form Q&A? Real simple. It takes 40 minutes to an hour to brief a case, so call it an hour. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to do a short form Q&A. A little simple 1 or 2 line fact pattern that says, is there a contract or what's the result? Well, these short form Q&A, even if they're about 80% as effective for learning the law. So if you have to brief 1,000 cases to become an expert in contract law, let's say you had, if the short form Q&A were 50% as effective, you'd have to do 2,000 short form Q&A. Which are you going to do? Spend 1,000 hours, which you don't have, briefing all those contract cases? Or are you going to spend the 2,000 times it takes to do short form Q&A at 3 minutes apiece? Short form Q&A went out every day of the week. So don't reinvent the wheel. Learn what you got to do. Now, canned briefs, if you're so anxious over being made a fool of when someone calls on you in class, there's two types of canned briefs you can get that you can modify. You can get free ones. Almost all the free ones are from prior publishers who failed to make it in selling their briefs. So now they put them on the web and hope they can get enough AdSense clicks on their site that they can make some money from something they couldn't sell to people anyway. So avoid those like the plague. They're worthless. There's commercial ones. There's High Court, Case Notes, and ROM Law. Case Notes has the most books. It's a printed product. It's expensive. High Court has the least amount of books. It's a printed product. It's expensive. Both of those products are good. ROM Law is a digital product. It's cheap. It sells you all their briefs for one fee. You can edit them and print them, take them to class. It's not in a book. No one will know where you got it from. So when you get called on, you've got something to respond with if you don't want to look like a dolt. But like I said before, it doesn't matter whether you're adult or not, because classroom participation has nothing to do with your grade. So there are canned briefs that you can buy so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Here's the dirty little secret. Case books are edited. Okay, if you use briefs that only brief what's in the case book, you're kind of screwed because you don't get to go over the issues over and over and over again like you should to internalize the law. One of the advantages of the ROM law briefs is they brief all the issues presented in a case, whether it's covered in the case book or not. So if your Civ Pro book has 7 cases in the beginning about jurisdiction, the other 200 cases in the book will never cover jurisdiction again. It will be edited out of the case book. However, those jurisdiction parts of the briefs will be put into the ROM law so that when you read them, if you do that so that you can edit them, then what happens is you're constantly reviewing things you have to know for your exams. So there is an advantage when you do deal with briefing and reading the full cases, to read the full case so you can internalize. You'll know jurisdiction much better after you read about it 40 times than you will after you read 7. So again, the anxiety, avoid it. Sit in the back of the class, shut your yap, don't participate in class, just listen. Avoid briefing cases if you can. That doesn't mean you shouldn't read them. It means avoid briefing them. Don't reinvent the wheel. There's canned briefs you can get. Do what you feel is appropriate for your circumstances. And the dirty little secret is case books are edited, so they only want you to talk about and know about what they want you to read about versus what's really there and what you should be reading about, which is all the material you need to internalize. Paul D. Owen, Law School Success, frequently asked questions and questions you should ask. Thanks for listening to the lecture. Hope we conveyed some valuable information to you to save you time, money, and effort. Go to the site at www.bsmsphd.com. You can get all the rest of the lectures for free by just subscribing, and we even have some free offers for you for if you're a 1L law student. So go to the site at www.bsmsphd.com, sign up, get the rest of your lectures for free and some free product. Paul D. Owen, Law School Success. You've come to the right place.